If your armpits, underwear, and breath are all beefing with each other, this video is for you. No fluff, no flowers, just facts. Let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Here's some hygiene tips that every female needs to know. Things that your mother should have taught you. Let's get into it. Number 1, stop sleeping in the same underwear that you wore all day. Go take a shower. You wouldn't go to bed wearing the same socks that you wore all day, that you wore walking all in the house and then you go in your bed with. No, you would not. So why are you treating your underwear like that? Like, go put on a fresh pair or go commando. Don't wear any to bed. Let that thing breathe. But please, I beg you, do not wear the same underwear that you had all day to bed. It's harboring bacteria and you don't want to get any infections and UTI, nothing like that, okay? Do yourself the favor. And with your underwear, definitely make sure that it's cotton. That's the best material, okay? I know a lot of y'all wear jeans too. I'm so glad I do not wear jeans anymore. Thank you, Lord. I wear my dresses and my skirts. But y'all, them tight jeans that y'all be wearing, that's why a lot of y'all are getting them yeast infections. That's why it's a little stanky down there. They're so tight, your pum-pum has nowhere to breathe. Stop wearing everything so tight and really consider your health. Also on the subject of underwear, if you can wash them separately altogether, I think that would be your best bet. Because think about it, your underwear are literally touching sensitive area of your body. And mixing that in with like jeans or your socks where everything just comes together, that's a little nasty. I'm not gonna lie. I understand everything's getting clean, but just the idea that my sensitive parts are touching things where my feet are all day. So if you can wash them separately and in some hot water to make sure that you are killing that bacteria, that's a better option, in my opinion. Next, don't just shower, like literally wash yourself. Get a rag, a washcloth, whatever you use. I like using the little thin washcloths. Those are my favorite. I feel like I can get a good lather out of those. And I scrub my body. Scrub under your armpits, under your breasts, between your legs, between down there, if you know what I'm saying. I don't have to get in detail. I shouldn't have to. I probably do, but I shouldn't have to do that. Some women out there are just really nasty. They just go in the water, let the water hit them, and then they're out. Like, no, you really have to go in depth and scrub yourself and your legs. Oh my gosh, I remember last year on TikTok, I think it was last year, where there was this debate going around if people wash their legs in the shower. And I'm like, duh. To me, that's just a given. That's an obvious. Like, someone had said, why did I say it like that? Someone had said, oh, what's the point of washing your legs when, since you're washing your upper body, the soap is gonna run down anyway. I heard that and I was absolutely disgusted and appalled. I'm like, you're dirty. Because so what? The water that's running down is literally the water that I'm scrubbing myself with. It's dirty water. So I need to make sure that I take my washcloth and scrub my legs. Like, don't be lazy, y'all. Take time and actually clean your body, please, I beg you. And yes, she was. Next, your breath isn't fresh just because you brushed your teeth. Like, granted, this was something that I kind of actually learned later in life. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I used to just brush my teeth. My parents like raised me to floss and everything, but I hated flossing because my gums were always so sensitive and they would bleed. So I was never really a fan of flossing. But ever since I had braces, I had to floss. And now that my braces are off, I have like this permanent retainer on the back of my teeth, on the top and the bottom. So it's a little hard for me to floss now and then, I'm not gonna lie. But if you could even get like a tongue scraper, I see if I can put a picture up here, but they have like these metal tongue scrapers that you can use to scrape your tongue. You just open it and go, and you literally see all that gook coming off your tongue, all that bacteria. Those things, y'all, magical. Use some mouthwash. I like TheraBreath. I don't know if it's TheraBreath or TheraBreath, one of them, but that brand is really good. I used to use Listerine, but I wanted to try something new. The TheraBreath doesn't really have like a strong scent to it, but your mouth really feels clean after you use it and it lasts a long time. So as much as possible, if you can, make sure, yes, you brush your teeth, but you can floss as well. Get a tongue scraper and use some mouthwash when you're done, y'all. Your breath gonna be smelling so good. Next, change your washcloth, change your linen. Why do I keep speaking like I have a list today? What is going on? Next, change your washcloth, change your linen. I'm talking about your bed sheets every week, okay? Listen, these things that we sleep on and we use to clean our bodies, they gather bacteria over time. Imagine, look at your pillow, right? I want you to imagine your pillow. Every time you lay your head on your pillow, all the dead skin cells that you gather through the day, because yeah, you can wash your face, but overnight, you know, you still gather bacteria as well. And you sleep and all that goes on your pillow. You get up and you do it again and again and again. And then we wonder why we break out. We wonder why our skin is looking the way it is. A lot of it is because of poor hygiene. So we don't want to harbor dead skin cells and bacteria on our skin unnecessarily. So remember to change out your washcloths and your bed linens every week, you guys. Don't wait till it starts stinking. Like, if I were to ask you when's the last time you changed your bed sheets and you really got to think about it, that's a problem. Next, and I know this one could be like kind of obvious for us as women, but always wipe front to back. And I say that because as a nurse, sometimes when I'm with my patients in the bathroom, I'll see them use it and some of them go back to front. And I'm like, whoa, what are you doing? You want to make sure that you go front to back so that you're not infecting any of that bacteria or those germs from your bum to your vagina. So again, this should be something that we're taught from preschool, but please always remember to wipe front to back, okay? Next, your period is not an excuse for you to slack. I don't care what you need to do, sis. You need to make sure that you are taking care of yourself down there 10 times more when you're on your period. Do not get a pad and just sit in that all day. That is just so gross to me. Get you some pads, change that thing often. There's a syndrome that can happen, I heard, with, I think it's either the pads or the tampons, where if you leave it in too long or if it sits too long, I think it's toxic shock syndrome, something like that. But it's not healthy, guys. Like, we need to change those things often. We don't want that bacteria to just harbor in that sensitive area. Take frequent showers. I make sure to double up my showers when I know I'm on my cycle, because that's no fun. I don't want to smell like, some of y'all be smelling a little fishy when you're on your cycle. I'm not gonna lie. And one way to prevent that is just by taking more showers. Even if you're out, like if you have unscented wipes, I think Honey Pot has like vaginal wipes that you could use, carry with you on the go. I'm really sensitive down there, so I have to be careful what even wipes that I use. So know your body, you know, test things out, do your research. But yeah, they have stuff like that that you could use on the go too. And I know it's kind of, you know, it might sound funny, but like when I use the bathroom, even when I do a number 2, I always make sure I have some type of like wet cloth with me. Like, is that TMI? If it is, I'm sorry, but I want to make sure it's clean, okay? Get you some wet wipes, something, some flushable wipes, and you'll be good. Like, what? We grown, okay? Let's get into it. We said we was gonna get into it. We said no fluff, just facts. Next, your discharge shouldn't have a strong odor. If it smells really musty or fishy or just rank, you need to go get that checked out. Maybe if you have an OBGYN or you want to go to urgent care, you know, they can do some tests on you, urine tests, where they're able to diagnose what it is that you have, and they can prescribe you with medication before it gets worse. Like, don't ignore that. Don't just say, oh, it's always been like that. Like, no, get that checked out ASAP. Something that I started as well not too long ago was like some prebiotics, just to really help with down there. You know, I want to make sure it's in the best health possible. So they have vaginal prebiotics that you can get. I think Nature's Way has some, is a good brand. That's the one that I was using at one point. Yeah, even incorporating things like cranberry juice, more yogurt. Yogurt has a lot of probiotics. A lot of people drink cranberry juice to like treat UTIs, but I like to drink it every now and then just to like prevent it. So if it were even had a chance of coming, I'm like, no, because I drank my cranberry juice. So yes, if you're smelling down there, and you know, be accountable. Don't be afraid. Like, go get that checked out, because you don't know what that is. You don't know if that can worsen or, you know, really mess things up down there over time. Don't try to just spray it up. Now get it checked out and treat the cause. Next, your nails carry a lot of germs. One thing I'm grateful that I don't wear as a woman is like artificial nails. I always wanted to, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm not gonna lie, they look really cute. I was just always afraid that they would damage my real nails, because my real nails are really healthy and strong. I'm actually trying to grow them back right now. I digress. But a lot of you guys wear these long nails, and you know, that's fine, to each his own, but they carry so much bacteria and dirt underneath them. And it's like, you use these nails to wash yourself, you use these nails to eat, to cook with. Sometimes, you know, when you cooking, it can get under your nails, and it's like, you wash your face with those hands too. Like, you really got to take the time to clean under your nails. Get a nail kit. I think like a convenience store like CVS or Walgreens, they'll have a nail kit where you can scrub underneath your nails and just take care of the area. Get around the cuticle, you know, get a manicure every now and then, but just take care of that because you don't want to be introducing that stuff into your body or on your skin. Even if your nails are short, clean them because they can still harbor bacteria. My nails are super short right now. Let me show you them. Can you see them? They are super short, but I still make sure that I clean them because I don't play about that. You see how I keep my nails? Very short, not too long, very demure, very mindful. Next, and y'all, I'm not gonna lie, I was a target of this, but wash your bras more often. I know sometimes it's like we have that one good bra where it's like, oh, I'll just wear this. But like, when's the last time you washed your bras? Please, I beg you, wash your bras. Air dry them so that the little wires and the hooks don't get messed up. But you cannot just keep wearing the same bra every day. It's not healthy, sis. Especially under your breasts. I don't think a lot of people realize that you actually sweat under there. There are many times where I came home after my shift and I felt the sweat and I'm like, oh my gosh, like it doesn't smell or anything, but I'm like, just the thought of it sweating, I need to make sure that I'm keeping this area even the more clean. So I have to really be mindful that I'm washing my bras. So please, y'all, wash y'all bras and switch them out, especially since summertime is coming soon. Well, you know, we in the spring, but summertime is gonna come, and y'all, after 2 to 3 wears at least, you need to be washing that bra. You don't gotta take it off and throw it in the wash automatically, but please be a lot more frequent when the weather starts getting a lot warmer. Okay, next, please do not apply perfume on funk. Body spray and perfume, they are not replacements for soap. They're not. You need to literally clean the area first. I remember I was in high school and I would just remember being around girls who smelled really bad and they would use perfume. I could smell them to cover it up and it just smelled like musty Bath and Body Works. Like, you would think it would help, but it did not help. It just actually made the situation worse. So please make sure that you are taking care of your physical again, and don't just try to cover it up because you're lazy. Like, stop being lazy. Why are you lazy? Like, why do you not want to be clean? Do you want to stink? Do you like stinking, sis? Do you like when you walk by and people go, because I do. I wouldn't. There are days when I smell something, I'm like, is that me? And it's not, thank God. But like, just the thought of what if that were me, you know, I would just lose it. So please, don't neglect your hygiene like that, sis. Come on now. Next, I would also encourage you guys to exfoliate daily. I remember, so I moved and I forgot, I had bought like this Nigerian, something on the TikTok shop. It was like this Nigerian mesh cloth, and y'all, the material was just so thick and I can't really describe it, but it was like a net, and it was such a great exfoliator. I could use it for my back, I could use it for my arms. I gotta have to order a new one. But if you can exfoliate your body, I would say maybe like once a week, that would be great. That would be great. I love it because it leaves my skin so smooth and I know I'm getting all that extra dead skin cells off. Definitely wouldn't recommend doing it every day because that can become harsh on your skin, especially if you have sensitive skin. You don't want to scrub it off and your body becomes really irritated. But definitely exfoliate, y'all, especially your armpits. I don't know about y'all. I use the powder deodorant. I use Dove. I used to use a spray one and I really liked that one, but after a while I started getting like an allergic reaction to it, and I don't know why. I'm like, I always use this, so why am I suddenly allergic to it? I'm very sensitive. Like, my body is just so for me, you know, with the Dove, sometimes the area tends to clog up, so I have to be more intentional as well to make sure that I exfoliate that area just to allow it to breathe. I remember one time, probably a few years ago, I developed like this bump under my armpit and I had to go to the dermatologist about it, and she told me it was something called HS. And when I tell you, it was the most painful bump ever. I forgot the term for it. It was like hydronephra something. I'm not even gonna try to, I'm butchering it right now, but I know like the medical abbreviation for it was HS, and it's actually quite common. I can't talk today, I'm sorry. But it's actually quite common in women. I think Black women as well. So once I got that, y'all, I was really on top of it with my skincare. Luckily, it never came back, thank God. Sorry. Stop. That was me. That was me. Milo, stop. I knocked on the counter and I forgot. My dog doesn't bark, but usually like if he hears knocking or anything, he starts going crazy like, what is that? Intruder! So when I knocked on the counter, I forgot to. He's been in the corner just in his bed chilling, so that's on me. My bad, Milo. At ease, all is good. I forgot my point. But exfoliate, y'all. Next and lastly, hydration equals hygiene. Funky breath, musty pits, and even that discharge can all stem from dehydration. So get your water, sis. Your body literally reflects what is going on inside. Make sure that you get your water in because that can solve a lot of your issues. I'm not saying that the lack of it is the cause of it, but it can be a contributor. So, you know, the girlies have their little Stanleys, they have their tumblers, whatever's easy for you. Make sure that you're incorporating more water in the day. I have a tumbler that I don't use just because I actually like drinking out my plastic water bottle. I'm not gonna lie. I do have a glass water bottle, but I just use it for like my smoothies and stuff. Not important. But, you know, I make sure to get at least 2 bottled waters a day. I think I need more than that for sure, but you know, I'm trying to save money because water be expensive sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But yes, don't neglect your water, y'all. Don't drink all these sugary drinks, these energy drinks. Don't eat all this junk food. And that's another thing too. I know a lot of us like fast food, but you got to think about your health as well, sis, because that plays a part in it too. Sometimes the foods that we eat can also affect our body as well. It can affect our odors. It can affect what goes on down here because if you're eating junk, junk's gonna come out. So you got to be mindful of that too. I know cooking is a lot extra work sometimes, but it doesn't have to be. You could meal prep. You can have simple, easy meals that you know what's going in. You know it's not going to affect your body in any negative way. God knows what they're putting in these foods nowadays. So as much as possible, if you can afford to stay home and cook, do that. But yes, that's pretty much it, you guys. I really hope this video was helpful. I hope it was really blunt and straight and to the point. You know, certain things I don't like to sugarcoat. I like to be just straight with it. And that's the vibe I was going for this video because a lot of us need to hear this. Like, enough sugarcoating. We need to take our bodies more seriously. And we need to learn these things that we can teach the next generation coming after us. So as one woman, we just know how to tend to our bodies. We know what to look for, what's normal, what's not normal, and things like that. So again, I hope this video was helpful. Please drop in the comments any more topics that you'd like me to discuss on. Should I make a part 2 about this hygiene? Any more femininity topics you'd like me to discuss? I'm always open and willing to consider different ideas. So I'll see you guys in my next one. Shalom.